So the inside out's really important. And like I told you, when you're going to be here is probably the most pressured time of year. So what are other people going to do? Mm-hmm. That's early season. I'm not really concerned about other people as much. But in the rut, you got a lot of pressure coming in. That last week, October's getting pressure. So the inside out thing can help you there because everybody tends to go deep. So it's going to push the deer out to the outer edges. So you want to hunt the outer edges. And paying attention to like how the bedding sets up and all. Like we've seen some bedding that was off on some different ground, and they're not coming from the woods at all. They're coming from the other bedding and to the cornfield. So you could hunt the outer side of that instead of the inside of the property.
Yep.
And you'll probably have better luck hunting the outside of the property than inside.
Yep. That made a lot of sense. And the other thing is like knowing when they're going to cut the corn.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, like a lot of times in Iowa, it's late October kind of.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
I know it's weather dependent on when they can actually cut it a lot of times, but what is it, 10 to 15% of it they have to leave up on public?
Yeah, it's like 10-ish, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's around in there.
And you could see it. You can see where they leave it every year. Like even with the spots that were beans that will be corn, because they leave the beans in those rows that were standing there. So that was really interesting to me to see. But then, so you're coming after that. So you're coming during the rut. Then the inside out. Would you still?
Yeah, I mean, it can still work because if you get the pressure, it's going to push them out to outlining properties or the outer layers of them. Mm-hmm. So the pressure dictates that more than the food on that or the bedding. Like all that prime bedding was off on another property, so they're going to come from that.
Yep.
And people's minds lock in, like we were talking about, long lining from other properties. People don't look at the big picture as much. They look at that one little isolated property. Yep. They don't like zoom out. I'm trying to zoom out and look at the whole area and being like, all right, how's this set up? Mm-hmm. So people tend to micro that, and I expand it out to bigger thing and really look at that hardcore, and that can help you out a lot, like way out in this ag land, because the deer are going to travel a long way out here.
Yeah, and like it was funny, like one of the things that we did to see that bedding that was over there, it's on private, we can't see it, it's across the creek. It was climbed up a tree, used my binos to look out to see, and you're like, is it CRP the whole way across, or is there ag behind? I was like, no, it's CRP the whole way. You're like, awesome, like that's. And
there were killer, trails upon trails coming out of that thing.
However, there was in one spot there was like 5 X's where trails across all there, and then a big scrape.
That mega scrape. That thing was huge.
I was like, and a tougher part to get to on the property. Like, just, I was like, dude, this is lining up.
Yeah, it makes sense.
A lot lining up, and that's the thing of like, you can't just be satisfied with just finding that, because someone else could also find that, and you get in there and someone else is hunting it. Better have some other spots to go.
Yeah, spots upon spots upon spots. You just gotta go.
Yep.
Because hunting public's a lot different than private. It's a different ball game. So your strategy's got to be a little different.
Mm-hmm. Being able to adjust on the fly and look at those things,
and it's gonna happen. Like someone's gonna bump your buck. Someone's gonna be in the parking lot. You just, instead of getting mad, bent out of shape, you just gotta be adversity. You just got to be able to be good at that.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a word, but, I'm a hillbilly and can't think of it right now. But.
Well, just being able to, now you're making me, I had it in my mind to be adaptable.
Yeah.
And that's where like, I'm really big on writing these things down in a hunt plan where I have my spots listed out in a document. I print a copy out and I have one on my phone too. That's like, here are my areas, here are the spots within them. So it's like, if something happens, you're like, oh my God, there's pressure here. When you get that stress or that anxiety about it, it's hard to think clearly. But when I have something, it's like, okay, nope, I can bounce to here. This is good for these winds. Let me go to spot 2. And then to me, it helps. I try to reduce as much stress and anxiety as possible to make myself, because otherwise I know, like when you get emotional about something, you're supposed to attach, it doesn't. And that's why it's
not a good thing.
Like we always talk about when you're struggling or something, being able to have someone that you can call that can think clearly on it. Like I'll call my dad a lot in Pennsylvania. I'm like, don't know what to do here. And he's like, I think you're doing the right thing, just, or whatever. Or Johnny will call me sometimes and he'll be like, what's going on? I'm like, John, you know what you're doing. Like, but when you're emotionally attached to it, it makes it hard.
Yeah, it is. In the moment, the emotions can override your logical thinking.
Yeah.
So it's good to be emotionless.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
have no soul. You know what I mean?
Have no soul.
Yeah.
Be a great deer
But
hunter.
my advice for Iowa, everybody's dream hunt, right? Well, most guys, not everybody's, but 6 years, to do something awesome here most of the time. Man, go all in. Come out pre-scout. If you know you're going to hunt Iowa, maybe come out like 2-3 years ahead of time every postseason. Put that money in. You're already paying like $1,000-$1,200 when it's all put together anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And Iowa, it's like one of the states that a true giant could roll in anytime, anywhere. You know what I mean? You just never know.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it like fun to hunt. But like come out postseason scout, come out, hang, cameras if you can. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
yeah.
In the summer. But my advice to you now is like when we go scout today, all those spots that we found, get on Spartan Forge at home and look for similar spots.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have, you know what I mean? You don't even walk to them. You're just like, look at it, zoom out and be like, okay. And then start looking at other properties. Be like, oh, this has the same thing. And then when you come in the summer to hang some cameras, if we can.
Yep.
And if we can't, we'll just whatever. But if you can, then you can go look at those real quick. Like we'll pop back in, jump all the new spots. And then you'll have like, oh, okay, I was right on this, right on that. Oh, this didn't have that one thing that these other three had. And then you're learning, and then you're getting better at aerial e-scouting this kind of terrain. And I'm pretty good now where I've looked at so much stuff that I usually, even though I've hunted here a long time now, I'll still get on there and drop pins. And I'll just test myself. Like, I'll go out and look at it and be like, oh, man, I was way off on this.
Yeah.
Or, oh, man, I was money on this. And it gives you confidence.
Yeah.
Because it's an emotion, right? So you're building up your confidence. So if something does go sideways in season, that builds your confidence that I can adapt to that. Like, oh, I can just, I'm dropping. I've never even been here, but I'm going in there right now because I got to, because I don't have any time. And this guy took it's not really my spot, but he kind of took my
spot.
Place. Yeah, I don't have any spots because we're mobile hunting, right?
Yeah.
So it's like your parking lot spot. If someone's in there and you get nervous, like, where's this guy at?
Yeah.
He might not even be anywhere near where I'm hunting, but it still puts it in your head, like, oh, dang it, like this guy beat me here.
Yep.
Let me jump in somewhere else. Or if you think where the guy's at in his wind, because sometimes that'll happen. The guy's not near you, but his wind's affecting your area where you scouted, and you just jump in, and you got confidence that I can do that. And I've done it in a lot of states where I just e-scout, and I go look at it and be like, oh, I hit on this. This didn't have this, and if it doesn't have it, I'll go back to the app, and then I'll reanalyze what I was looking at and be like, oh, okay, it didn't have this thing on the app. So, okay, when I notice that next time, you always got to get better and learn. Like, it's all about knowledge, man. The more knowledge you have, the better you are going to be killing deer most of the time.
And the looking back after you I think a lot of people will e-scout, go into a place,
never
drop pins, and rarely look back. And I think that's where I've learned the most because of that. And you can start drawing lines, or maybe you scouted this whole place, and at the time you're like, oh, here was a congregation assigned, here was a congregation assigned, and then all of a sudden you look at the map and you're like, oh, look at this. I didn't know this connected these two up here. It's like next time I go in there, I need to check this out. Or yes, that's some incredible advice there. I love it, man. I love learning new stuff too. Like coming here, like I said, I was like kid in a candy store running around yesterday, just fired up.
Dude, we're in the Mecca, dude.
I know.
This is it, man. The dream.
So 170s only.
Yeah, buddy.
Booner or bust.
Good luck. No.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. But they're behind every tree though. So
yeah. We found 10 of them yesterday.
Yeah. I was just like, I was actually just like, can we make this any harder? No, I'm joking.